Let's hear for Ada, everybody. Here comes Ada. You did. All right.
I met my ex-partner, Jamie, when I was going to school in Austin, Texas in the late 1990s. When I first met her, she looked boyish, short hair, tall, slim. Shortly after we started dating, we both started to gain weight. And it didn't take long for her shoulders to become wider, face rounder, and her physique more masculine. She went from looking boyish to looking manly. And people started to call her sir instead of ma'am. It didn't really bother me, even though she was very unhappy about it. She saw herself as a woman, and she would prefer to be addressed as such. So we went out often, and as some of our friends would say, they describe us as an item on display. You see, Jamie is Mexican-American. You might see a lot of Latinos and Latinas in Austin, Texas, but to see a Latina and an Asian woman holding hands, walking down the street was unusual. And to see a very masculine Latina and a very feminine Asian woman, I just imagined 15 years ago, okay? To see a masculine Latina and a very feminine Asian woman walking down the street together was rare. So on this October evening, around 7 p.m. in 1999, Jamie and I were walking home after dinner. At some point, I saw this old white man in his 60s walking toward us. And I immediately said to myself, this gentleman was like Dad's age. And I used the term because he looked quite gentle and looked like a fatherly figure. When we were about to pass each other, I turned to him and smiled. He wasn't looking at me. He glanced at Jamie once and then twice. And I immediately recognized that second look. It was a look that somebody would have taken when they were trying to figure something out. And that look alarmed me. So I started to continue to watch him. And as I watched, I saw him suddenly stop, sit up straight, and extended the right arm to the sky. And then he spat at us. I was horrified. And I looking into his eyes. In a heated moment of that intense encounter, sent chills down my spine. Jamie was not even paying attention to her surrounding. I immediately grabbed her and dragged her across the street. After we ran across the street, that was when I told her what happened. You see, that man only needed one reason to harm us, and he got many of them. And I was pretty certain that he would have harmed us if he knew he could get away with it. It is still very hard for me to imagine that a seemingly harmless old man and that kind of hatred in his eyes would commit himself to such an ideology of genocide against two people who were simply living their lives and loving each other. You know, I am not naive about bigotry and hatred, but that image of him extended his right arm to the yellow sky against that beautiful sunset of that October evening continued to haunt me until today. And these days, that image has become so common and normal that it scares to death me. It is as if violence can fall upon me or anyone I love at any time. And it does. And it did. So here's the thing. I can't carry the hatred I experience in my heart for the rest of my life. But you know damn well I'm going to use every opportunity to tell the story. And here's the thing. Don't wait to stand with people until they're under attack. Do something when they are alive and safe for each other. Now, thank you.